everybody. I'm Robert Turner, and I'm joined in this short presentation by my good friend and colleague, Adriana Iglesias, who did the vast majority of the work on this product that you're looking at, which is our management accelerator for CIO-SP4. And so we built this with the hope that we could provide you with all the raw material that you need to build your management plan that conforms to how your company does business, answers the requirements of the RFP, and also takes into account the admonition at the end of section M of the draft to not use commercial proposal templates. So we haven't written this management section for you, but we have done a lot of work to pull all the pieces together for this requirement in the draft RFP. And so what we wanted to do today, just really quickly in 3 or 4 minutes, is to kind of walk you through what we've got, kind of overview the various components of this package, and just kind of talk about it a little bit, hopefully answer a few questions. If you have more questions, just use the contact us feature on the store website, and we'll get back to you promptly. So what we've done here is create a roadmap that goes over all these things and addresses all the sub-factors. So Adriana, let's start with this README file, and then we'll go over and talk about the intro file real quick and just give folks kind of an overview of this product.
So we have created this product for you guys, and this product is based on best practices over my lifetime in the business, and knock on wood, 100% win rate on GWACs and IDIQs. So we have created this roadmap to help you read all these sections and gather the best information to develop your management section. So we're recommending that you have an introduction, because it will be sort of like your executive summary for your management section. It'll wrap things up really nicely with your features and benefits, so that NITAC can clearly link what you're offering versus how you're going to benefit CIO-SP4 plus your compliance and all the sub-factors that are involved in the management section. So we're going to be covering introduction and then a section for all the sub-factors. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we recommend for the intro for the management section is, so we're giving you the section L and the section M requirements verbatim from the RFP, so you can see that. And so not only do you have to be compliant, but you have to show what does the government really want to see. So in terms of the management approach, they want to make sure that you demonstrate how you can manage this large contract. If you have the resources in place, if you have the vendors in place, and if you have successful history of growing similar GWACs or IDIQs, and if you don't have those, it's okay. If you have experience growing task orders, or if you have similar projects, you can do that as well. And we did actually have a section there for companies that don't have GWAC or IDIQ experience. But anyway, so it's you have to demonstrate that capability, experience, and resources. So you have to convince the government that you are going to be successful.
That's great. So yeah, so this document is written kind of in a table format, and is kind of your intro section, and kind of has a draft infographic here that just illustrates an approach that you could use. Let's talk about domain-specific capabilities next, Adriana.
Yeah, so in domain-specific capabilities, so you have to convince the government that you have the domain-specific capability. So it's not really, they give you the option of using your experience. If you have experience, great. If you don't have experience, you would not be going after this GWAC. But it's not just only your experience. So really here you should emphasize how your resources, what resources you have in place. If you look at the marketplace, you're going to see the big names they already have an infrastructure in place where they have a medical chief officer or folks in the medical field supporting their health IT sector. And that's something CIO-SP4 is looking for in this new phase, especially as during the COVID era. And also, you can also talk about what initiatives and what efficiencies you can bring to the business. So here, not only are you talking about your experience, but your capabilities and what you're able to bring to the customer. So, and here, if you have if you have worked with industry, if you have some white papers, if you have some capabilities, it would be a great opportunity to bring them to front. So not only do you want to talk about your experience, how you brought innovation in each of your projects, especially in health IT, especially during the COVID era, where you had to show flexibility, and then talk about your resources.
Yeah, innovation, resources, corporate experience, really kind of drive home that that capability. Yeah, that's good stuff. So the next sub factor is resources.
So the next factor is resources, and here they want to know about your internal and external resources. And again, all these sections pretty much, just as you can see, they'll link together. So here we broke it up into, and you can have a nice graphic format to bring it all together. Here's a sample they're providing to you. So what are the internal resources that you have? So there are some resources that you need to bring to the table as part of the RFP anyway. So you do have to demonstrate that you have a PM with contract, experience managing this GUX. You have CP, and you have you're going to have the infrastructure in place, but also that you have outside resources to be able to support just about any task that comes out under CIO-SP, and you're able to support any customer. So not just civilian, but DoD as well. So it would be a good idea to have that mix of DoD and civilian in your proposal. And even if you don't have the past performance, if you have corporate resources, it would be a great asset here.
Yeah, and we know from the spending reports that you could also find on the store, but the spending report clearly shows that DoD is the next largest department that uses the vehicle after HHS.
Correct.
So the next subfactor 4 or subfactor 3 is program management.
So here we want to show how you're going to be managing. You're going to be demonstrating how you're going to be managing this every task order and the management, the overall contract. They want to know your organizational structure, but here they don't just want to know how you're set up. They want to know if your structure is lean and agile so that you are able to manage subcontractors and vendors effectively. So you can have, so maybe you can talk about one team identity, for example. We gave you some examples, or one point of contact. But whatever your structure is, and you can be creative, it has to be agile, it has to be simple to use, and you have to convince the government that you will be effectively be able to support, manage your subcontractors and vendors without any issues. And you can use graphic format. Graphics work well, or you can use a table format. I mean, I usually start with just, in other words, you can just start with some text and table and then turn it into a graphic. And we're just giving you some samples of what you're able to provide. Think about, what does your company offer? If you have, I mean, what are your certifications? How do they work together? And convince the government that you are able to manage things properly and effectively.
And subfactor 4 is corporate commitment.
So corporate commitment is where you have to demonstrate that you are committed to CIO-SP, you're going to be committed to growing the GWAC, or you'll be kicked out, right? So they don't want companies that are just going to be coasting. They want companies that are going to be proactive and bidding as many task orders as possible. And how do you convince the government that you can do that? You can convince them by experience, that you have done this before, right? And that you have the resources in place, that you're marketing, that you have your own website dedicated to CIO-SP. So recommend that you get a domain right away if you haven't done so already. that you have the proposal staff necessary, and maybe you can put a cameo of your proposal resources. If you have like a proposal space, a screenshot. But if you have experience managing and winning GWACs, this is where you will shine. If you don't have it, that's okay. You can just present your pipeline, for example, or experience that you have experience managing similar projects simultaneously, because that's essentially what you're going to be doing.
Yeah,
So,
and part of this is going to be your marketing and business development plan for the vehicle. And this is another reason we're making the SP3 spending report available to you. So we recommend you check out that product. That's a great tool because it breaks down the entire history of the CIO-SP3 vehicle, shows you which federal government departments and agencies use the vehicle. It shows you which vendors use the vehicle. You get the various task order sizes, everything. It breaks down the entire life of the vehicle through multiple pivot tables and multiple data sets. So what you can do is then align the spending for SP3 with and the department usage with your own pipeline and with your own focus as a business, and identify then customers, agencies, contracting offices that you have relationships with that you can then take this vehicle to and expand the use. Because let's remember that NITEC is a fee-for-service organization. They are not part of appropriated spending, and so they are looking for vendors who will bring business to the vehicle to help support their staff.
right.
So we thank you for looking at our short trailer. We hope that this management accelerator will be useful to you. And if you have further questions, please do let us know, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can. And best of luck as you and your firm and your colleagues pursue CIO-SP4.
Thank you all.